Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm your host, Mr. Dude here, coming at you from the SS Galaxy One from the X Galaxy crypto account. I'm here with an incredible human being. I'm so excited for you guys to see our interview here. I'm with the one and only Jordan Charters. So Jordan is the co-founder of Polydoge. I know you guys have seen me talk about him in the previous video. They went from 0 to 120 mil market cap in the last bull run.
Hey, Mr. Dude, thank you for having me, man.
Anytime, buddy, anytime. I know one of the biggest things is this brand new technology that's been unveiled, like with the key MFTs. Well, that is something that I know I get a lot of DMs about. I'm sure you're getting a ton of DMs about. Can you explain the ERC69 and what it means for current NFTs and what it could mean for, NFTs of the future? I know you're calling them MFTs, but just for plain language for everybody, NFTs of the future and how that's going to implement. Because I know like reading about it is one thing, but like hearing about it is so much easier to understand the way that it works.
Yeah, so this kind of comes from the recent hype of the ERC 404 standard and different derivatives that have come off of that. Basically, the utility that people are seeking and looking for to kind of take ERC20s and NFTs to kind of a new level is being able to have the ability to have tokens backing the value in NFT, right? Backing the value in NFT and allowing you to, trade in a whole new way, right? So one of the main issues with NFTs is, and this is another reason why Gon did the Gon airdrop and created Gon in the first place, is NFTs are historically illiquid, right? Historically, it's very difficult that if you're not within the hype cycle of a particular NFT project to actually sell your NFT, even if it hits a certain floor price, right? Like, oh, sweet, the floor price is 1 ETH. Well, good luck, finding someone that's going to buy it for 1 ETH if you're not within that hype cycle of that project, right? So that's one major issue, right? One pain point that's happening within NFTs. And then the other part is that a lot of ERC20 projects, they want to have NFTs because it's fun, right? It's a fun way to build culture with a PFP and all these different traits and all the things that come with building community when it comes to NFTs, right? There's some really great benefits to that. And so many of your ERC20s or your tokens, they want to have that. They want to have that utility to be added into their project. And if they want to do that, most of the time they'll have to create, new contract, NFTs, all these different things, right? So the quick story about ERC69. So the Bully team, which actually I'm one of the co-founders of, is on Ethereum. And Bully is a token that is like a showcase for the technology of ERC69. And what is ERC69? ERC69 is a whole entire suite of utilities that were developed by our genius dev and glorious bastard.
Right.
Because he looked at ERC 404, he looked at all these different things that they were doing, and he's like, we can do this better and we can do it more efficient. We can do it more secure. We can actually have it not just be in a box either, because ERC 404 has to be in a certain parameter. Like you can't just expand on top of it, right? And it's also complicated. It's complicated for devs to understand, most devs. And so when he started like kind of working with it, and then he took inspiration also from MPC and Yes, which are other projects that kind of coined MPC coined the term of MFT, meme fungible token, right? And why do they call it meme fungible token? Well, they call it a meme fungible token because those two main pain points are taken care of with MFTs. And what an MFT is that instead of minting an NFT just like you regularly would with, like, let's say we're going to pay, Matic or ETH, and then we mint that NFT, and then that NFT is going to be, um, speculatively some type of price, and now
Right.
it's a liquid still, right? Um, Now you have a dynamic where you can take any token, whether that's a existing project or a new project. You can take that token and wrap it into an MFT. So by wrapping the tokens into the contract, it makes an MFT. So now you have a NFT that is backed, right, layered with tokens, and then those tokens back the price of that NFT, right? So
Right.
now it's liquid. Now every NFT or MFT is actually liquid,
Right.
depending on what
It's got
type
like a
of,
hundred coins
asset.
in there or whatever.
Right. Yeah. And then you have also the speculative value on the NFT itself, right? Depending on what you want to do there.
Right.
But the beauty of this new type of system that is actually going to completely transform the way that we look at NFTs, and will be kind of like an inscription level of new meta
Right.
within the industry. Because I'm telling you, it literally will be when this really gets out there. Um, is
From the
that
Galaxy Crypto Space Show.
That's right. And so every time that you wrap an MFT, that particular project can take a tax,
Right.
right? So they can tax it. They can tax it on the unwrap as well. So you can always unwrap the MFT, take those tokens, sell them on the marketplace, do whatever you want to do with them, or you can actually sell that MFT with the tokens in it to another person, and then they can take those tokens out, right? So you can create all kinds of different new dynamics within revenue channels for different projects. So there's like, and this is the crazy part. When it comes to an NFT project, just a regular NFT project, when you launch an NFT, um, you get that initial funding from the mint,
Yep.
and then you maybe get some royalties, right? Every once in a while from sales. Now, why is it that it's really difficult for NFT projects to continue and build? Is because of that liquid,
Right.
NFTs. Like no, because it's a liquid, right? And it's not a liquid market. You're not having a lot of volume that's coming in and out of NFTs unless it's like a really hype NFT, or
Yeah.
there's some type of
You have to
incentive,
like hit lightning
like
in a bottle there.
gaming NFTs, right?
Right.
Gaming NFTs, they trade a lot more because people are wanting to use them for the game itself, right? Um, but those that don't have that, uh, like when it trades, they'll maybe get some type of revenue,
Right.
but there's not that much revenue that's coming in for an NFT project unless you have like the lightning in the bottle kind
Right.
of thing. Now, what does MFTs do? Whole nother economic model that never ends. It never ends because it's always wrapping and unwrapping, wrapping and unwrapping, wrapping and unwrapping. And then also, you even get the trade value that's happening if a NFT is traded on the marketplace between two users,
Right.
OTC, right? You get that royalty fee as well. So now you have
Right.
three different revenue sources that are dynamic.
And
They
especially like
don't.
the artist, the starving artist world, right? Like this is like huge for them to create a way for their one work or their one collection to continuously make them hopefully fortunes, but at least bring in money.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, and so every project that we've talked to about MFTs and ERC69, because this is just the base layer of ERC69 utility, and ERC69 is just the foundational code to make this happen, right?
Right.
So we actually have a platform that's being developed right now, and I'll say it on your uh,
Ooh.
on, I'll say the alpha right here. It will be deployed on 12 chains at
Wow.
launch. 12 chains, including Polygon, of course,
Yeah, of
right?
course.
So so we have already talked with tons of different teams about using MFTs and ERC69, and it's 100% close rate. It's
Right.
100% because when we show them what you can do with it, and that because you got all these projects that want to have this type of utility, kind of like the ERC 404 thing, but they have to create a new contract. They have to create new liquidity. They have to create all kinds of different things, right?
It's a lot of
If you're an
work, and then
existing
you also have to
project,
fund this.
yeah, you do. Now with MFTs, it's going to cost you barely anything. Like we're going to charge a very small fee just to create the MFT
Yep.
collection,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then a small fee that comes from the unwraps, which that value is going back into the ecosystem for Bully and ERC69 and building these utilities. We have like a 6 month roadmap so far
Right.
of everything that we're creating. We're actually going to be creating the Magic Eden or the Open Sea of NFTs, right?
Crazy.
Because it's literally going to be an entirely new meta. I mean, I even showed this to SaiyanPepe, right? I showed this to SaiyanPepe, and he was just like, bro, he's like, this is amazing. This is
I relate
absolutely
this
amazing.
to,
You know?
like, Inglorious Bastard was, like, looking at, some different medicines, and, like, they stumbled upon the penicillin for NFTs. Like, this can cure all
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
woes of
That,
NFTs, and the way you're going about it, you're taking, like, a small percentage, but you wanna get all of the information out to all the chains and everyone so that they can all start using it and save their communities. Like, sure,
yeah,
Bully and the SaiyanPepe community deserve to make some money out of it because they're also at the very forefront of it, but you're also giving
right.
everyone the opportunity to like, stop getting rugged. Like, stop the
Yeah,
scammers, stop whatever. If I give you my NFT and I bought it for $100, no matter what, you're gonna be able to sell it for $100, but maybe you can sell it for $100,000 because it
exactly.
becomes a base seed,
Now,
but well, the worst case, you're gonna get your $100.
and that's true. Like so just like we saw with inscriptions, right? We saw inscription hype. We saw that the first movers of a new meta, right? We're automatically put into that category of, like, well, this is the first mover, right?
Yeah,
So if I own this particular one because it's the first mover within this technology, you already have that massive speculative value there. And SaiyanPepe is the first mover of ERC69 and MFTs with key MFTs on Polygon, right? It's very first.
yeah,
We
which
didn't, we
wrapped
didn't,
out.
because which wrapped out in an hour, right? Basically in an hour we wrapped out, and then we wrapped over I think 4 more times. And with these dynamics that we saw, we were like, "Oh my gosh, like we have stumbled upon something that is really special." And other teams recognize that. And in fact, there were other teams that wanted to launch before SaiyanPepe, and we said, "Hey, no,
Right.
first and foremost, we're going to let our projects use the tech and test it, and then we can let other projects use it." Now when that platform comes out, which by the way is extremely soon, because I mean we're literally in the very final testing phase right now of that platform for
Do you have a name
MFTs.
for it yet?
It's the ERC69 Explorer.
Okay.
So just yeah, like the reason that we chose that type of branding, right, is because it'll be like the explorer of,
Nice. The
the
galaxy. There you
ERC6.
go.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Boom.
is. It's like the galaxy of it, right? So, um, anyone will be able to bring their own token on those 12 chains and make MFTs, which is just
Pretty awesome.
gonna be crazy, man.
So one
I can't
project
wait.
I always think that like this is like a huge benefit for them, like the Metafixins. Like I know the Metafixins, you're a holder as well. Like they're such
Yeah.
like a cool community with amazing artists and great people in there. And they have but they just have the NFT. So is there a way for them to use something like Matic or USDC to be able to make the Metafixins more liquid?
Yes. Yes. So those types of utilities when it comes to existing NFT projects and then augmenting them into MFT is coming. So
Nice.
either we'll be able to do it through fractionalization, right? So like a shards type of system where, shards are backing this particular NFT,
Right.
or there'll be a way to create a MFT specific token, right? That can kind of back that.
Right.
Now, yeah, so there'll be different ways to create new MFT utilization within existing
Incredible.
NFT projects, and also, obviously the existing token projects, right? So, and then anyone that, and then here is where it gets even more fun though.
Oh, this is where it gets more fun. Okay.
This is where it gets more fun, and I'm gonna tell this alpha too, right on this because people are probably listening, especially if they're like, hey, I wanted to learn more about SaiyanPepe. I want to learn more about, the value that's coming to SaiyanPepe. Well, guess what? It's the same team. It's the same team, right? So we are working right now and trying to figure out like what type of umbrella company, right? Or organization is going to be over, like SaiyanPepe and Bully and possibly Polydoge and
And whoever
maybe.
else comes under the umbrella. Yeah.
Yeah, right? So all that value will be coming back into, you know, all those different projects, right? That we're all committed to. Um, and so the more successful that the MFTs are and the platform, I mean, the more that we can bring to the SaiyanPepe ecosystem, right? And there's just like several different revenue channels that we can be able to tap into as we build out everything. So that's really awesome. Now, here's the other part of the exciting part, right, of MFTs. It's not just projects that can create MFTs for their project. It's communities that can create MFTs for their project. So now you're going to have a whole new meta of communities that are creating MFTs that are community driven from that token and creating new types of utilities, new types of free mint metas, all kinds of different ways that you can, because
So if
the
I'm
when
someone, for example, like Alex Finn, like NFT God, he changed his handle to Alex Finn, right? So he has his Finn
yeah,
fam community. So he could actually launch his own coin for his Finn fam community now, or his own
yeah,
NFT, MFT, so that they can essentially like celebrate being a part of that community. And they would be backed by all
right.
of like what you're telling us.
Right, right.
Wow.
So the way that that'd work, like let's take SaiyanPepe for instance, right? So like um let's say that Mr. Dude, that you're like,
Yep.
hey, I want to create an MFT, a new MFT for SaiyanPepe. And so you go on the platform, you create the MFT, you create all the parameters, whether there's going to be attacks or not attacks, how much SaiyanPepe has to be wrapped, to get this MFT, and then you launch it, right? And then the community, the SaiyanPepe community is like, hey, I want to get this MFT. And so they wrap in the MFT, and then now you have a whole nother subculture that was built off of SaiyanPepe from the community itself, right? Like
So now, so
you
we
can
can have
even.
the Cyan Pepe MFT all the way over here, and then we have Mr. Dude's MFT, and they can use their Cyan Pepe to buy my MFT.
Yes, correct.
So that's
Mhm.
helping, obviously, me and my little project that I'm creating, but it's also helping Cyan Pepe as a whole, because now more Cyan Pepe is locked up somewhere else.
Yes, because it does
Wow.
take out for those, for the wrapped MFTs, right? It does take those tokens out of the circulating supply
Right.
until they're unwrapped. So, like for instance, on the Bully, project, right, with everything that we're building on Ethereum there, when all of the MFTs are wrapped for Bully, it'll be 60% of the supply
Right.
completely wrapped up, which
Crazy.
is just crazy. Can you imagine the supply shock that happens with that? So that's
Right.
another really exciting part of MFTs is that it creates supply shock and the community can help to create that supply shock, right? So like so when we're talking with other meme teams and other games and other different you know potential partners and we show them what is possible with MFTs, they're just like, wow, like why hasn't this been done before, right? Like what and yes, these types of utilities have existed, but they have not been focused on like this to
Right.
where you're pushing a whole new meta. And that's what we're doing. And so those key MFTs, right? Those key MFTs are allowing you to be able to get, more multipliers and different things with, in Spirit Bomb. Like I don't think I don't even know if anyone's unwrapped their key MFTs in the last few days because everyone just wants to hold on to them.
Yeah, it makes
Like,
sense,
hey,
right?
I'm just gonna keep holding these because the value could go up just from the utility from the MFT, and then obviously the token value as well. Now we will have something in the future where you'll be able to see on our marketplace, you'll be able to see the dynamic value of those MFTs. Like you'll be
Right.
able to see the value that is speculative, and then you'll also see the value that for the actual token that
Like
is
X amount of
underlying.
tokens were wrapped into this MFT.
But also, right, is we will have multi token wrapping as well. So
Ooh,
you'll have times where you can wrap, maybe you wrap 3 tokens in an NFT or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 or 12,
right.
depending on
Holy.
what you want to do, which creates whole new collaboration type of utilities that don't currently exist in the marketplace,
Right. So
right?
your NFT collab that people always do where they just draw one-offs or whatnot would actually be like a real collab where SaiyanPepe and Polydoge are now one NFT and they've really, really collabed because you can put in SaiyanPepe and Polydoge to get your NFT.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool. It's a Pandora's box, right?
Right.
It's a Pandora's box of utility that that really is it's going to change the game. It really will.
Yeah, because
Um
like you could use
and
this in Call of Duty. Like,
yeah.
because I
Mhm.
wanted to buy whatever this cool gun and I want to outfit it in this camo. So I buy this MFT camo, put it on my gun, and then I'm like, I don't like this anymore. I want to be a sniper. I can unwrap that and go get a camo sniper now.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
like this is when you get to like if we go full circle from like the beginning of our conversation, Activision and Blizzard and everybody were like, "Oh, you're kind of too small right now. We think this is good." This is the point where you get to go back and be like, "Hey, remember me? Look what I have for you now." And they're like and they're like, "Wow, this has gone from, maybe
One
buying it
of
off of you for $1,000,000 to buying it
yeah.
off you for $1,000,000,000."
One of my good friends, he's one of the head advisors for Ubisoft, right?
Nice.
And and I've talked to him a few times, throughout the years around what we've been doing and everything. I have not shared MFTs with him just yet.
Yes, it's good.
Um, but I think you'll be excited. Games are going to absolutely love this. Like any Web3 game, this is a way to create so many levels of gamification
Right.
within the NFTs that they have in their ecosystems. I mean, it's just going to be crazy. Like also marketplaces like DeFi. I was talking to a project yesterday about like the potentials on the DeFi side, and they were just because there's ways that you can make it so now that the staking is done with the MFTs instead of actually done with just staking the tokens themselves,
Right.
right? Into a DeFi protocol. You can
And we're at
actually
this point
stake
where
the
like you
NFT.
like you, the collective is like the team, don't even really know like where it's gonna end up 2, 3, 5 years down the road because all you guys are doing is realizing more and more opportunities daily.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, we even have a lending protocol that we can be able to do because the value of the tokens, right, that are backing the NFTs. So you can have a whole entire lending protocol. I mean, whew, there's
Yeah.
a lot. There's a lot that can come with it, and it's just amazing, that this SaiyanPepe, so just for everyone that's listening and everybody that you know maybe doesn't know too much about SaiyanPepe, we are always pushing the envelope for innovation. Like we constantly. SaiyanPepe is very undervalued for the amount of utility that we have and the things that are in development. Just even like this SaiyanPepe's Quest, right? Like that side scroller game. The reason that we haven't deployed that just yet is mainly because we've been focused on the Spirit Bomb, side of things. But I mean, most of that is ready to go. I mean, that game is like ready to go, and that game also has full account abstraction and blockchain abstraction, meaning like we can be on like 50 different blockchains with that game.
Or like 12, maybe, like you suggested earlier.
Yeah, well, I mean, well, that's just with the MFTs, right? I mean,
Right.
just in the beginning, like we we will deploy ERC69 and MFTs on every single chain that makes sense.
Right.
And
And
that could be, I mean, we just partnered with one of partners, and it's also, SaiyanPepe partner, too, is OneBuy, right? OneBuy allows
yep.
you to buy um assets with, debit, credit card on 84 different blockchains, also uh, on ramp and off ramp as well, directly from all those different chains. I mean, it's really incredible. And we'll be having that on the SaiyanPepe website here soon. So that we'll have that widget and people can go on there and from any chain, 84 different
Right.
blockchains, they can go straight into SaiyanPepe, or they can go from, debit credit, go right in. And then also um, soon they'll be able to go from SaiyanPepe when you take profits to any of those blockchains or go into their bank account.
Oof. Like, it's crazy. Like, it is crazy, like, for where we are at, even just in terms of like 7 billion people on the planet and barely anyone even holds and knows about crypto still, right?
Yeah.
Just so
Yeah.
excited for where we go next. So, like, having said that and almost like wrap it up here, right? We got like Polygon, and just from some of your comments and the stories you've told, it's like a fragmented almost chain. Like, if you could give one message to all of Polygon, like, what would you say in order to like almost get everybody on the same team here?
I think so. I think everyone's trying to be on the same team on Polygon right now. Um, and and I know that the Polygon team is working day and night to make that happen. What I would say to the Polygon communities and the ecosystem is don't give up. Don't give up. Our day is coming. Our day is
Right.
coming. Our moment is coming for when there will be so much hype on Polygon, huge meme coin season, lots and lots of volume. I mean, Polygon is going to be one of the pillars of Web3. I mean, it's working on becoming that. But even with Polygon 2.0 and the ag layer, which is being able to have liquidity shared across many different ecosystems, which is a
Right.
major problem, right? It's a major problem if, like Polydoge, right? If I want to go to another chain, I have to create a whole new liquidity pair and more funding, right?
Yeah.
To be able to get that coin on that chain so
And
that
more
people
pinch
can buy
points, more
and sell it.
opportunities for things to go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. And so with Ag Layer, that's going to change everything. And that comes out around Q4 of this year. And Polygon is spearheading that whole initiative
That's
and
awesome.
building it out. And there'll be even a way for other blockchains that are not a part of the Polygon eco to actually plug into the Ag Layer. So Arbitrum could plug into the Ag Layer, right? Avalanche could plug into the Ag Layer. Now everyone is sharing that liquidity. And that's something that we've needed. We've needed
Right.
that to take us to the next level.
It's not this
Because
chain
now,
versus that chain anymore. It's like everybody being able to collectively just make crypto in a whole succeed.
yes, yes. And so, so that's my message. I've been on Polygon pretty much since the beginning of, any real activity, happening on Polygon. And I bleed purple. I'm here. I'm here for the purple wave. I've helped. I've personally probably helped at least 500 plus projects on Polygon, at least, and we're excited about the future of what's happening here, and that's why. I mean, that's why out of all the chains we could have picked for SaiyanPepe, because we could have chose
Yep.
other chains, right, at the time, but we chose Polygon because we were like, hey, Polygon's gonna be there someday. It may not be it may not be a month from now, it may not be, it may take some time, but we will be positioned and ready for when it does happen. Um, and and I know that several of the other teams, especially meme teams, are thinking the same. You know, um,
Perfect.
now and it's difficult, right? It's difficult because you're seeing just massive amount of volume on other chains, especially like Solana. Oh my gosh, what's happening on Solana is just
I was thinking about them this morning. It's like Ethereum is like
bring it to Polygon,
yeah,
please.
they're like the Lannisters of Game of Thrones. Ethereum, like everyone's like, oh, they're the king, but like all the gas and they charge us all this stuff, right? And then Solana's gone off and become like Daenerys and her dragons, and but at the end of the day, all throughout it, like Polygon is the Stark family, like that. Like Jon Snow is coming. Jordan Charters, you know nothing, Jon Snow, right? And like that, at the end of the day, like Polygon's the one who will just, I had to do what I had to do. We took out the queen, and now we'll take care of everybody.
That's I love that. I love that analogy. It actually gave me chills. It actually gave me chills, when you said that because it's true. Um, people are sleeping on Polygon. And I have several conversations with people, and of course we're real. We're real with people. Like, yeah, the degen volume is not on Polygon, not yet. It's
Right.
not. But the greatest things in life come from being able to build something that lasts and having having the grit, having the tenacity, having the com- being committed, being fully committed. And you never know when the day is going to come, right? And you don't want to be caught with your pants down, right? um you want to be in a position where you can run. And when that moment comes, there will be tons of people in retail that'll be looking for those projects that are here, that have been building, that have the trust. And San Pepe is definitely one of those. And so they'll be like, dude, I love Dragon Ball Z. I love all these different things, like I want to be a part of this awesome community that we've been building. And it's more or less still, grassroots, right? But
Yep.
when that moment comes that we get that massive retail on Polygon and tons of new volume and new users, and they find Sandpepe, they're gonna be like, dude, like how were people sleeping on this gem, right?
Yep.
Like
And that's
how
when
is it possible that it
your
was
years
just
of
sitting
hard
here?
work, you become an overnight success to everybody because all of a sudden everyone knows about you, but they don't see the grind. Like iron is forged
Yeah,
in fire, right? So they just don't see
that's
the
right.
forgery, right? As it's happening, they just
Yes,
get the cool thing at the end.
that's right. That's absolutely right. And so we're gonna get there. I mean, we're absolutely gonna get there, and it's gonna be beautiful. And you know, we are really pumped about the future of what Polygon can do, what San Pepe can do, um, and everything else that we're building. Like we really believe that we have something special. We have an amazing community, that is it's small, it's a small community, but it's tight knit.
For
There's
sure.
not very many Telegram channels that you go into where people are having real conversations,
And that's what I've always
instead of just like,
appreciated. Like I'm in the, like, obviously for full transparency, I've mentioned to everybody before, like, yes, I hold SPP. I'm in the chats and now on the team and helping out. Um,
yeah,
what I've always appreciated is that like you allow those conversations. I've been in other Telegram chats. If you're watching, you probably have too. Like mention any other coin, mention anything else, and it just gets deleted, right? And you're
yeah,
practically like
yeah,
warned. Where like here we've been able to just have grown up conversations about why this coin's doing good or why this coin's not doing good, or even just the dynamics in Web3 we've talked about, like paying people and things like that, right? Where everybody else just like hush, 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 and shove it under the rug, right? Like, no, these are just normal humans talking about normal things.
Yeah, I think that running communities like that comes from like a base of fear. They're like fearing that,
Like the
oh,
Lannisters,
if
there you go.
another coin is talked about in our channel, it takes away from our
Right,
projects,
everyone's
like
gonna dump ours and go buy that. Like, not enough is
so
good.
stupid. No.
Right.
Like, hey, we're all here to win together, right? I mean, if we can find a coin that we can all win together on or projects, like, hey, that's fantastic. That's
Yeah.
great. Like, let's do it. Like yeah, let's not pigeonhole ourselves. And
Okay.
so
All right, hold
um
on. One last thing
yeah,
here, Jordan. Real are your
yeah.
twins sleeping? 'Cause you know what's coming.
They are not. Well, actually, they might be, but I think they're probably in the car, sleeping in the car seats. So
Perfect.
they
I know
like
what
they like to go on naps where put them in the car seat, you drive them, maybe
yeah,
10 or
little mile
15
or 2.
minutes,
Yeah.
and then they're out. Yeah.
Cool. You know what we need next then?
Oh, I do know. I do know.
Okay,
There was no way we were not gonna end off on a Kamehameha. Come on
perfect.
now. Like
All right. Well,
that's
we
just
won't
not
take up too
happening.
much of your day. I'm so appreciative of you. Like, obviously, some people like, oh, who is the Jordan Charters? But to people in Polygon, like you, when I mention your name, people are like, oh my God, I know who Jordan Charters is. Like, everyone's so appreciative of what you've done for them or for a friend or whatnot. And me personally, I'm appreciative. I've told you, like you essentially changed the course of my life. Like, who knows? I might have gone this way or I might have gone that way, but like meeting you and our relationship has put me on like this path where I found like what I want to do, like the industry I want to be in, doing things like we're doing right now and just talking to people and connecting people. So like I'm so appreciative of you and thank you so much for coming on here. And whenever you're ready, you just give us your Kamehameha and me and Mode will remove our headphones.
Oh man, thank you, bro. I mean, it's an honor, and you're doing such an amazing job. You're so passionate about the different communities you're a part of and teams you're a part of, and you have so much to add, right? So much value to
Appreciate it.
add, and you'll just continue growing, man. I mean, you'll continue growing, and I look forward to seeing your platform, expand and grow, especially across this bull run. Like, I mean, the bull run is going to be insane expansion for all of us, really,
Right.
right? All of us that are here, and especially for those of us that are here for the right reasons, right? We're intentional about, building something that uplifts, that empowers, that doesn't bring people down. We're not looking for people to be exit liquidity.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I want
like
to make
so
enough
many,
money to not
like
have to
so,
like
like
to
so.
not have to grind, but like I don't
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
need to be
yeah.
I don't need to make $100 million if that means that someone else suffers. I'd rather make 3, 4, $5 million if that means that 10 other people also get to make that.
Amen, man. Amen.
Right.
Amen. All the way. All the way. Th- th- there's only a certain amount of money that. Okay, I'll say this real quick before the Kamehameha.
Yeah.
There's studies that have been done, and studies on like happiness and fulfillment and different things in life, and there's only a certain there's like a threshold of money that you can have, and then after that threshold, no amount of money actually adds
But
to
you don't
that
get
happiness.
happier.
Or
Right.
no, you don't get happier. There's not. And that threshold it's not very much. I mean, I think it's like 80,000 a year or something
Yeah.
like that. Like 80,000 a year. But once you get past like 80,000 a year, it's like not much really moves the needle, right? And which is kind of, kind of interesting. Um But all right. Well, let's get into Kamehameha. Akira Toriyama, he passed away recently. Rest in peace. And it was just it was incredible that we got to have that, that spaces, that celebration of his life, and kind of talking about all the things that how he impacted the world. And even after that space, I was just blown away. I'm like, wow, there's so much in this world that would not be the way it is without
Right.
him. So much. It's just like we can't even fathom how much of an impact, that has made. But I'll do this Kamehameha for Akira Toriyama. Um,
Shout out.
and yeah, and it's just fun. It's fun that we get to do these things. Especially like in these meme coin communities. Um, but here we go. All right. Oh man, I've been talking. For with dang, I've been talking for almost hour and a half, right? So, my throat's like, dude, like, what's going on? All right, okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, got to channel the key. Get everything ready to go.
Get that key
Get
charger, get
powered
that
up.
spirit bomb ready.
Yeah, that's right. Get the spirit bomb ready. All
Olden
right, here
days,
we
that's
go.
very Jordan.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Call me. Me.
You're like reaching pitches that like I think I can hear my dog barking.
That's awesome. Woo!
Cool. Hey,
Oh, let's get it,
thanks
man.
again for
Let's
this,
get
Jordan. I
it.
really, really appreciate it. You're one of the first people
Hey,
that
appreciate
you
it
actually
too,
are the
man.
first interview that I've done here with the Galaxy Show. Really appreciate just everything you do for just everybody, man. So you're a good dude. Go enjoy the rest of
Thank
St.
you, bro.
Patrick's Day
Thank
with
you.
your wife and your two little
Thank
beautiful
you.
little kids.
Thank you, man. You too. You
All
too.
right,
Having
man.
an amazing rest of your Sunday, and yeah, let's keep doing the best that we can, right? Doing the best that we can to be go givers, right?
Yep.
That we're constantly giving as much as we can, and and then it all comes back, tenfold, a hundredfold. It's really
One
I
day when you
really
win
believe
like an
that.
Academy Award for something, man, you're gonna have to really work on these, tighten up those speeches, though. I'm gonna get that music played all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know, I know. Well, I'm actually a lot better on spaces. I think when I'm talking like this, it's like we're having a
Yeah,
just
it's
having a
different. It
long
actually feels like we're just
conversation.
sitting in the same room.
Yeah, right. So yeah, so yeah, I do need to tighten it up when I'm doing an interview like
So
this.
good, man. You're killing it. All right, buddy. Have a great day.
You too, man. All right, peace.
See you later.